Can probiotics make me skinny? Well, short answer is they very well may help to do so, right? This was a recent meta-analysis on 200 randomized control trials involving a little over 12,500 people that ranged from completely healthy to obese to people with cognitive disorders, all sorts of different shapes and sizes in people. And it showed that probiotic and symbiotic, or a combination of prebiotics and probiotics. Prebiotics are what feed the probiotics or the gut bacteria, right? We're able to reduce waist circumference, body weight, and fat mass. Okay, reduce body weight by an average of 2 pounds, fat mass by an average of 2 pounds, and waist circumference by 1.1 centimeters on average. Now, this ranged in time. Did the trials, they ranged anywhere from 2 to 52 weeks. Okay, so anywhere from 2 weeks to a year. These people, basically, they took probiotics/symbiotics and had improvements in body composition, reduction of fat. Right? So that's pretty cool. That's something we'd all be interested in, obviously. So that's one other reason to take your probiotics or to eat fermented foods like kimchi, natto, miso, tempeh, sauerkraut, kombucha, sour milk, yogurt. A lot of good stuff. Right? Just all fermented foods that have the gut bacteria. And you also want to feed them, right? So how do we feed them? Well, we want soluble fiber, right? So we want plenty of fiber that they can eat and hence, proliferate and function properly. But also things like polyphenols, antioxidants we find in things like blueberries and a lot of other vegetables and, leafy greens and fruits and stuff like that. Are also great. In cocoa, we have a good amount too. That doesn't mean you should be eating a bunch of chocolate with a ton of added sugar. That's not going to do you as good. That'll probably make you fatter, if anything, right? So you want the pure cacao nibs, take a cocoa extract, or speaking of cocoa, or get one that's at least 70-80% pure cacao, right? Now, what else is good for gut health in general besides eating fiber and feeding the gut and having the bacteria, right? Well, being less stressed, of course, is really a massive one. Getting more sleep has a tremendous beneficial effect on your gut health and overall health. Staying hydrated would be another good one, right? They've actually shown that staying hydrated, having ample amounts of water every day, will help to increase the gut microbiome diversity, the diversity of species, which is fascinating, right? And exercise is also good, and why is exercise good? Am I producing more bacteria? What's going on there? Well, there's increased perfusion, right? Or blood flow to your gut. And so your gut can function optimally, and this will help the bacteria to divide and proliferate, the good ones in your gut, and helps to regulate the bacteria so that, we don't have the bad stuff building up as much. So that's what we got for you guys. Interesting. We love to talk about trials that involve, I'll tell you in a sec, T. Good question there. Randomized trials that, involve a lot of people, meta-analyses, that's the good stuff. And this was pretty good research here. So we had to share it with you. So T's question is, bro, have you any tips on how to switch off at bedtime? Well, definitely exercise during the day. I think that's one of the bigger and oft overlooked things when it comes to improving sleep. And I did a whole video on sleep, right? But again, off the cuff, and that was some time ago. We definitely want to keep the room cold, right? So make sure your room is cold. Just use extra blankets, like 68 degrees, excuse me, at the most, right? I did a study at the University of Southern Australia and a bunch of people with insomnia, and they found the number one factor contributing was actually temperature regulation. So that's a really big one that, a lot of people don't realize has that tremendous of an effect. Don't look at a screen within an hour before bed, at least an hour before bed. So get off your phone before you go to bed, man. That could be something that's really hurting your sleep quality. And if it's not preventing you from falling asleep, which it easily could do as well, more likely to do that. But even if you're able to fall asleep after looking at it, it could be affecting the quality of your sleep. And so you're not recovering properly throughout the night, right? So you want to make sure that you do that as well. So what are some supplements that are good for sleep? Well, we all know melatonin, but you want to start with a little less, like 500 micrograms. Don't go right for 5 grams, milligrams. Don't ever take 5 grams of melatonin, ever. 5 milligrams is what you typically see in a supplement. Start lower than that and work your way up. You're not allowed to be in here, you big chubby boy. Look at my dog. He's in here. He can't be in this room. Look, he doesn't care though. He's just being the big old chubby guy that he is. But he's a little boy. It's okay. But you gotta get out of here, buddy. All right. So where was I? Yeah, we all know about that, right? But we also, Dave, you're the man. Beast in the East. I love you. You're great. Aside from that, we have ashwagandha as an option. I would probably opt for one that had a higher withanolide content. Something like Shodan is really good. I've personally taken Shodan. It's 35% withanolides, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and really helps you to unwind and relax. So that's really good. We have passion flower and lemon balm, right, as well. We also have magnesium and L-theanine. Those are good options for helping you to unwind at night and kind of really relax your muscles and your mind. I was actually talking to somebody today about a good form of magnesium to take if you're, trying to sleep. Albeit gluconate and glycinate and diglycinate and citrate and lactate and malate. These are all good. You pretty much just want to stay away from magnesium oxide because you don't absorb that as well. It's the cheapest form. And it's more likely to cause digestive upset, right? Magnesium's a smooth muscle relaxer, remember? Then you might want to go for something like threonate, like magnesium threonate, because that crosses the blood-brain barrier. So if you have a mental component there, especially in terms of, minds racing at night or something like that, it could be helpful for you. But that's, those are some tips. I hope that was useful. T. Raven Lips, what's up? Stefan Apple Blue. Valenze, what's up, Ma? Love you. You're the best. Yeah. Dave, you crack me up, man. Beast in the East. He's out here. And we in here. Nello Perez, what's up, Nello? Young stud. Good to see you, man. Brandon Below, he's an OG out here. Oates, Erica, CB, Stefan Fire, thank you. Thanks, Ma. FW Mozart, Proximity, and Ron Roy. As for now, so we got for you folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. It's getting dark. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have a great one. Thanks a lot. And happy wellness. See you later.